A few days ago, I made a video where I challenged myself by making the MCU more comic accurate, and I made Phase 1 more comic accurate, with 2 movies added, and Iron Man 2 moved to Phase 2, because I thought it'd suit the pattern more. I made Ant-Man and the Wasp founding Avengers. I gave Tony Stark a brain tumor, and I gave it Thor a helmet, I guess, and made Cap more of a a hopeful, more optimistic hero. And also I made Black Widow into a Nazi, a Hydra agent. So that's where we left off, basically. And Hank Pym making Ultron, with Hank Pym being our main Ant-Man. And so Janet Van Dyne, with their relationship being unstable, with Hank Pym slowly turning into Yellow Jacket. Now, with this phase being introducing Ultron, right, originally, we can actually build up to Hank Pym's fall into villainy. So, what am I going to do for this phase? How am I going to make it more comic accurate? And what am I going to change? Now, this phase also, right, is at the time where all the Netflix shows came out. Now, I've yet to see them, but they'll be a big part of the MCU this time. And I know people might hate this, but we want to make it more comic accurate, then we're going to have to use the yellow and red Daredevil costume for Daredevil's first season. So yeah, I'm sorry, but it's true. We have to make him as comic accurate as possible. And yeah, other than that, let's get right into it. So, other than that, let's get right into our first movie, that being Iron Man 2. Okay, instead of having Iron Man 2 in Phase 1, it makes more sense here because in Avengers, the first Avengers movie, right, they didn't have War Machine in it. And War Machine could have, I'm not saying he could have helped out a lot, but he could have helped out at some point. So yeah, it makes more sense. And also, in this movie, Tony has he has a drinking problem, and this could also be linked to his brain tumor that he has, or his PTSD from the Avengers. Now, Iron Man 3, I might be rewriting it from scratch, so might be giving it its own video. So, instead of having Whiplash as the main villain in this movie, we're going to be having Justin Hammer. And Justin Hammer, right, was perfection. And he could have been the main villain alone. And I know he's only Titanium Man in the Iron Man show, but I mean, there's also that we can use. And plus, I don't think we should kill Justin Hammer. I don't think we should kill any of the villains in these movies, because that way we can build up to the Masters of Evil, the Avengers' essential arch nemesis, because instead of having one villain as their arch nemesis, which I think is pretty dumb, I think superhero teams should have a whole other team ensemble that they have to face. The Justice League has the Legion of Doom, and the X-Men have the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. So yeah, there's also that we could have. And we're not going to be using Loki or Thanos as the arch nemesis. We are going to have Infinity War and Endgame, and I might be rewriting Endgame as well. But that's just that. We're going to be building up to the Masters of Evil, which might be coming soon. Now, I know I'm trying to be really incredibly comic accurate to the source material here, and I'm trying to be abide by the laws by not introducing, I don't know, the X-Men. I'm trying to stick to the timeline here. And plus, the MCU and Universal, I think, they kind of have this partnership deal where Universal has the rights to Hulk, and they're not doing anything with Hulk. And the MCU is stuck in a limbo. So What if they did have the rights to Hulk? Well, I don't know what they might do. Maybe introduce like She-Hulk sooner. I don't know. They could like make the leader the big bad, which will be pretty cool because leader is a sick villain, pretty dope. But sadly, you can't make the Incredible Hulk 2, and the original movie was kind of mid. So yeah, I've lost the recasting in that. So yeah, that's another reason why we can't do it. And yeah. Look, I know Thor the Dark World isn't a perfect movie, but there are some things that I think we should keep in the movie. Loki's death. He should have stayed dead. He should have stayed dead. Now, if you want to bring him back, we could also, I said that I wanted to introduce Skrulls in Phase 1, so maybe we could make Loki a Skrull or something. That could work. Or we could, keep him dead, if you want the death to work. Or we could make the later variant of Loki a Skrull. That could also work. Either way, just make Loki a Skrull or something. I'm pretty sure that'll work. I don't know. I want Loki to just stay dead and have a much more heavier impact on Thor. This guy's name is Malekith. He's boring. He's dull. All he wants in the MCU is power and the reality gem. Whilst if we had a comic accurate Malekith, we could make him want the reality gem, and I'm calling them gems in this universe instead of stones, which they are called in the comics, I think. Because they keep calling them gems and stones, random pretty much. So yeah, we might be calling them gems instead. He wants the Infinity Stone. And for no reason. Because sure, he wants it for power, but in this universe, in this wild change, right? Malekith in the comics is basically the Joker, Thor's Joker. And that works because he's insane, he's goofy. He's insane. He wants cover the whole entire world in ice. And plus he's colourful. So, if we give him the reality gem, right? If we give him the Infinity Stone, right? That could work because he actually needs it for his plan to make the whole world in his own image or something. Because that links to the soul, the reality soul. The reality stone's power by making him want to make the entire world in his image. Also, this is what he looks like in the comics. Don't try and tell me this is worse because it is. He just looks better. Okay, I don't need to change much at all in this movie because I made Black Widow a Hydra agent, but however in this version, she was faking it so she could infiltrate Hydra. That's how we get Black Widow's redemption arc. Also, in the comics, when they try and do the story arc, they use some I think it's they use this old guy, and he turns out to be Red Skull because he's back and he's really old. Actually, he's not. He's incredibly youthful still. But I think in the context of the MCU, to make it work better, what we could use instead is my favorite villain in comics and the MCU and every shows in Marvel, Baron Zemo. And yes, we are keeping the mask. And in this version, instead of having some old, completely random guy, we're gonna have someone actually riveting, an actually good character, because since Age of Ultron hasn't happened yet, we're gonna have to make him the Avengers hurt his place or something, his family in the attack on New York. I forgot for some reason, went blank in my mind. So yeah, we're gonna have to switch that up. But in this version, Baron Zemo is doing this not out of spite, but to help the world, to make the world rely less on the Avengers. because in his mind, right, in his sick, twisted mind, he thinks Hydra can help the world because of its like new corrupt ways. It's like balance how like Captain America's old like, I'm right, you're wrong. Like Superman. I keep comparing Captain America to Superman because they are basically the same character. Superman's right, Captain America's right. They're wrong. That's their ideal. That's their ideology. That's how it works. For Guardians of the Galaxy, I wouldn't really change that much since James Gunn basically created this version of the team from scratch. And yeah, I can't really base it off of anything. One thing I would do, right, is add on Adam Warlock. Because if we want to tell the Infinity Saga properly, then we need to tell the Infinity Saga properly. And Adam Warlock has an Infinity Stone in his forehead. So, gee whiz, I wonder which Guardians of the Galaxy member might die. Now, we're not going to kill him now, but we're going to kill him later on in maybe Infinity War. Or maybe we might not even kill him at all. Now, I know I said that I haven't watched the Netflix shows, but I know Iron Fist is a terrible show. So, the way I'll rewrite it is combining it with the Luke Cage series and making it a Heroes for Hire series. Because these two are a great comic book duo in the comics. Now, Jessica Jones and Luke Cage are a couple in the comics, but these two team up more frequently. Okay, so I know I missed out a couple of films, that being Ant-Man 2 and Hawkeye and Black Widow 2. Now, I'm not going to be making I don't think they'll make a Hawkeye and Black Widow 2 because they haven't made a Hulk 2. Like something similar like that. And plus, they're not really necessary to the MCU. And I will be setting Ant-Man 2 after Age of Ultron because it kind of makes sense as we go along. Okay, so Hank and Tony and Hulk have all made Ultron. And like Ultron goes insane. But however, right, he doesn't go insane and starts killing people. No. Because that makes Tony and Hank and Bruce look like idiots. So, instead, what we're going to do is make Ultron kill no one, but use others to kill for him. Now, how could we make Ultron kill people without, killing them? And how can he use others to kill people for him? Well, you know how I said that we're introducing the Masters of Evil? Well, this is what movie we're going to bring them into. The Age of Ultron. The team would consist of Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, the Leader, Ultron, Justin Hammer, Abomination, and, of course, Baron Zemo and Ultron. Now you can add or remove any of the members, but I think these are the perfect members for this movie because it's an Ultron movie, and plus these characters, right, all have been affected by the Avengers. Baron Zemo, he's been attacked by the Avengers because of the New York attack, like I said before. The twins, Stark bombings. When he was becoming Tony Stark, when he was making all the bombs in that. Leader, he's he's got the juice in his forehead because of Hulk hulking out and Abomination hulking out. Abomination, he was just doing his job. Justin Hammer, his company sank because of Tony. All these villains have a reason to attack the Avengers. You could also have fun little action sequences, like when Hulk's fighting Iron Man in the Hulkbuster. You could also have Thor versus Abomination. Throughout this time movie, right, how I've set Ultron up from other movies as well, right, because he'll be in, scenes with S.H.I.E.L.D. in, he'll be, everywhere. For how I've set him up, right, makes him so much of a entertaining villain, right? Sure, he's, seen the internet once, But does that make you want to kill someone? No, it doesn't. Maybe, I don't know. But Ultron, right, the way he's been set up, right, how he wants to, like, help people, right, but they won't let them help themselves, right, how he slowly turned into a villain because of everyone, for all the Avengers, how he's becoming a leader, shows how much of a truly good villain Ultron is in the comics. And Ultron, like, being expanded from other movies, right, shows, like, us, like, what Ultron is capable of. And this is, like, a great way of showing Ultron, because Ultron is actually developed. He's actually a developed character. This is probably one of the best ways you could have wrote Ultron, and you didn't choose to write him like that. So what's the big deal? And also, right, he could, like, at the end of the movie, right, well, near to the end of the movie, when Ultron is becoming, like, Ultron could become, like, Vision. That way he can, like, have his fun and kill everyone. And tons of people forget, Vision was originally a bad guy. He was made by Ultron and he, like, went evil. So that could be a great way of introducing Vision as well, comic accurately. And he could even make his white suit. And maybe, right, like, when he gains conscious, when he becomes, like, Jarvis, we could, like, have, I don't know, Wanda, like, and Vision bonding for the first time, and maybe that's how he gets his core scheme. I don't know. It could be a great way for them to, like, bond, could show, like, off their love for each other, and, like, slowly build up the trust, because you only got Civil War to show them the trust and love. Then that's fine, but, like, we need build-up. We need it, like, these comic accurate classics to show how good these characters are, so that way we can have them develop over time. Also, I think Yellow Jacket, right, should be introduced in this phase, maybe, to show, like, to build up, like, since we've been building up Hank going evil for a long time, right, we could maybe introduce, like, becoming Yellow Jacket, slowly turn it after his, like, prized possession, like, went evil, tried to kill everyone. Maybe that's what makes him finally snap and turn into a villain. And that way, right, we can get Scott Lang and, like, coming back. Maybe we can have, like, Hank Pym retire and wait till Ant-Man 3 and then have Scott Lang as Ant-Man. There's so many possibilities that the MCU could have done if they were comic accurate, and they decided to throw it all away. If you want to see me make Phase 3 comic accurate, or Phase 4, or Phase 5, then like and subscribe. It helps a lot, and maybe share. Yeah, that's all I've got for now, and actually, might give you a tease of what's to happen in Phase 3. Punisher, Ant-Man, Luke Cage, Hawkeye, Daredevil, Wanda, Iron Fist, Captain America, Jessica Jones and Winter Soldier, She-Hulk, Black Panther, Shang-Chi, Iron Man, Ghost Rider, Vision, Black Widow, Spider-Man, War Machine, and Moon Knight. Okay, for Moon Knight and, like, Shang-Chi, I couldn't find them in, like, any teams, and, like, for Iron Man, I just, like, decided to pop Ghost Rider in. But, like, She-Hulk, she's always in, like, Team Iron Man, so decided to put her there. And for the Defenders, I just, like, thought, why not bring them into an actual movie for once, and, yeah. So that's, like, just, like, show off what's going to happen in Civil War, who's going to show up and who's going to fight each other. I'm not going to change that much about Civil War, other than borrow Zemo's, like, introduction, because he's already been introduced, and that's about it. So, yeah, see ya.